Hello, my darling. I'm back. That was my Miss J impression. You're not here for that, are you? You're here to give some love to your feet because they deserve it and you are deserving. So for this practice, have on hand or on foot a tennis ball. I picked this up from my local sports shop. You can also buy them online quite affordably. So yeah, have a tennis ball or watch a different video. All right, so this is a technique that I love to use every day. I know, because I'm that person, I'm a Pisces, ruled by the feet, but I think it's good for everybody. And if you've ever been to one of my workshops, classes, or retreats, you will be familiar with it. And all it is a foot massage. Why, you ask? Because the feet are such an important part of our body. When we ground, we can sense our connection to the earth. It affects the way we feel, it affects the way we hold and carry ourselves. It's literally our foundation, our roots. And when we're connected and centered and grounded, we can face anything, right? I like to think so anyway. At least we can greet the world from a more centered place. Plus, anatomically, when we really think about it, the foundation of so much of what we do, how we move, how we stand, how we be still, is governed by the way that we use our feet. So if we're not opening our feet up effectively, it's likely that we might see problems affecting our ankles, knees, tightness in the hamstrings, maybe we even feel it up to our necks. There's so many interconnected stuff that goes on with the body. I'm not going to keep talking at you. Let's just get into the massage because that's why you're here. So you're going to take your tennis ball to the floor. I'm going to start with my right foot. Don't worry which side you start on. And all you're going to do, I'm going to stand to the side, is have your heel on the floor and then put the ball of your foot on the tennis ball. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but this is just how I do it, and you can take it or leave it. All right, so just to begin and to, I guess, sense the magic of your feet, just start to pulse your weight. So tip your weight forward into the ball. And then as you look down, maybe notice what's going on with your foot. So all you're doing is just adding some weight into the tennis ball. My friends are shouting outside, the seagulls, sorry about that. They're always shouting. So now I don't know if you can sense this at all, don't worry if you can't, but when I press down into the ball, what tends to happen if my feet haven't been wearing tight shoes all day, what happens is that my toes kind of claw against, or they kind of drop towards the tennis ball as I press down into it, as I drop weight into it. And this is a very natural reaction, right? So when we add pressure to the ball of our feet, it allows the front of the toes to release down. So that's what we're looking for. If it doesn't happen for you, don't worry about it, but do give your feet a bit more love if you can in the day. Yeah, and when you're done with that, you can just start to freestyle. I like to begin to roll backwards and forwards. My tennis ball is a little bit old. I've overused it. But you can start to like roll the ball. And as you roll, notice if, like me, you start to see tension show itself in different parts of your body, i.e. your fingers. Look at my fingers, they're just like, so try not to let the tension creep up anywhere else in your body, and instead concentrate on ironing out any tension from the sole of your feet. Now you can take the ball a bit from side to side. I like to focus on the center point of my feet. If you're into feet, it might be worth checking out the map of the foot, or if you've ever had reflexology, you'll probably know about that. But the base of your, actually the base, the sides, the tops of your feet, your ankles, they represent different parts of your entire body, which is pretty cool. So when you start to dig into that and notice maybe areas that you struggle with, areas that hold tension for you, you can start to iron them out through the feet. It's pretty radical stuff. I recommend it. All right, now I'm going to move towards the heel, calcaneus. Let's not do anatomy chat, but if you want to, I'm up for it anyway. So the heel of your foot, so imagine that you're wearing a pair of fancy shoes. a gorgeous heel. And maybe you can start to balance a bit on the foot. If it feels too much, just skip it, don't worry about it. But if you are playing with balance, perhaps you notice how much work your feet do all the time when they're keeping you upright. You'll probably notice that there's just a shifting, a constant shifting of weight, movement through the feet. You can play with that. You can take the ball to different parts, maybe the center point. Explore balancing there. Always fun to play. Don't worry if you're wobbling. That's actually good news, because it's showing you that your body knows how to stabilize itself. Pretty cool, huh? All right, how are we doing with this massage? Had enough? Have you gone down the whole circumference of your foot? Is your foot a circle? No. Make sure you do the edges and so on, particularly if you know that you walk more on the inside or the outside of your foot. Most of us do. If you're not sure, check your shoes. Look at the back of your shoes and notice if one side is worn down or not. All right, we good? Okay, now let's just take a step off. I don't know about you, but certainly one foot feels very grounded, really, really wide and broad and connected. The other doesn't. Maybe it's not the same for you. If your eyes are closed, open them and then just switch sides. So again, it's up to you if you want to explore that really cool thing that your foot naturally does when you apply pressure to the ball of the foot. Perhaps you'll notice as you move to the other foot that there's a difference. I certainly do. And different things can influence that. Maybe consider if you're left-handed or right-handed. It's all connected. So if you are right-handed, there's a tendency that you're probably going to step forward with your right foot leading first most of the time. And if that's the case, maybe there's more tension in your right foot, maybe there's less. Just notice those little things, all part of the practice. Because what we're trying to do with this yoga, movement, mindfulness, loving kindness, being cool to yourself thing is just to check in and notice what's there, notice what's going on without being so hard on ourselves, without judging ourselves. But instead just finding everything really curious and amazing, like, wow, this body, how cool it is that I can roll out my feet and massage my feet and maybe clench my teeth because it's feeling a bit challenging. Maybe I hold my breath when I'm rolling out my feet because there's a lot of tension there that I'm not allowing to release. So what can you do to help that tension dissipate? Can you breathe more fully? Can you support yourself? I'm going to move on to the heel now. You can just jam, do your thing. And I really like working with the heels. So there's like a really kind of big horseshoe bone around the back of your foot. I said I wasn't going to do anatomy stuff, but here we are. Yeah, and it's just like a really powerful part of the body. Like it's literally like, you know, when you think of an angry horse, like really giving it something. So if I'm feeling particularly stressed, and I just direct my focus into mashing that heel into the stress. Do you know what I mean? No? Okay, now I'm going to play with some balance and just see what happens. I'm going to try not to claw the air. I'm going to just try and breathe and remind myself that balance is always shifting. It's okay to wobble. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. In fact, it's good to do stuff that we're not used to doing every day so the body doesn't become complacent. The body and the mind, because it's all connected. All right, have we had enough? Have we? My friends seem to think so. Yeah, should we step off? Thank you, my friends. All right. Yeah, that feels more even for me. Wondering how it feels for you. If it's not feeling even, try not to beat yourself up about it, but maybe consider other stuff that might be going on for you, especially if you've got old injuries on one side or the other. this movement, this massage shouldn't feel painful at all. It should hopefully feel pretty nice in that kind of gnawing kind of way. All right, if your eyes are closed, just gently open them. All right, and then maybe take a little walk around. New feet. Sassy walks. Yeah. Oh, I can actually feel it up to my hips. Don't know about you. Maybe play with it. Try it for a few days. Explore. Let me know how you get on. I would love to hear. But otherwise, thank you for practicing with me. I hope that it was delicious. At least semi-enjoyable. I'll see you soon.